where Jesus walked up on the steps, or they somewhere in that court during this uh, lighting of these towers, and said, he shouted, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." It has incredible power and texture and oomph to his statement. Of course, this statement points back to the light of creation. It points back to the light of the pillar of fire, and it fulfills John's words in John 1:5, where he said, "The light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it." Now, just to be clear about what Jesus was saying, he was announcing to this crowd of hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands, that the God who created the world, the God who led you from slavery through the wilderness into the new life, I am him. That's what Jesus was announcing. The light you've been celebrating all week is standing here among you and is here. It's honestly one of the boldest claims that Jesus makes in the Gospels. And it was just added punch in the midst of this festival of lights. It's a cosmic claim that can't be overstated. And the message is clear. Jesus is not just a man. He was the creator and sustainer of the world, the author of life. And here he was announcing really a new exodus, an exodus from sin, the slavery of sin and death, and to follow him for true life. It's powerful, isn't it? It's powerful. That's the message of John 7 and 8. Run real quick note on the Exodus before we move forward. I think it applies to us too. In the Exodus, God's goal was not simply to get his people out of slavery in Egypt. It was to form them into a new people who reflected his holiness, his character in the world. So it took them 40 years to make their way through that desert, because they kept not resisting formation. He was making a people who would be with him. You know, what God intended for Israel was to show the world what he is like, a people that reflected his compassion, his justice, his mercy, his covenant love. That's why he says, "Be holy because I am holy." He wanted a people that reflected him, that reflected his light into the world. You know, the light that guided them through the wilderness was also meant to shape them into the people who embodied God's presence in the world. That was the whole point. Now, if you know the Old Testament, you know that they failed tremendously over the years, and it was God's grace and patience and faithfulness. And that's the story of the Old Testament, really the story of God's faithfulness, not ours. But then the hope of the hope of the Messiah came. The prophet Isaiah said this in chapter 42, 6 and 7. It's a messianic verse. It says, the Lord, have called you to demonstrate my righteousness. I will take you by the hand and guard you. I will give you my people, Israel, as a symbol of my covenant with them, and you will be a light to guide the nations. You will open the eyes of the blind. You will free the captives from prison, releasing those who sit in dark dungeons. This was Jesus. Now, the Exodus was about forming a people to reflect God's light in the world. It's the same thing for us today in this new Exodus as we follow Jesus. That's what Jesus wants for us, to form us into the character of the people who reflect God's character, God's holy love in the world.